right, what's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu and you and Alfred as well. We back finally with another episode of Stock Talk. And so what you got for me to talk about today, Alfred, bro? What you got for me, man?
Yeah, so there's been, the over-the-counter market, penny stocks, pink sheets, those markets, a lot of those stocks are really inexpensive right now. And so is, things like some of the tokens as well. So it's a really good buying opportunity for people that are interested in kind of, expanding their portfolio, or if they didn't get in before and, there's a pop and then it's been a drop off. So, it's definitely a good time to buy. So, and also you look at the crypto market, like all the crypto has been off lately, but, some really good buying opportunities exist for people who want to get into like SAFEMOON or NCAT token.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and I'm going to be doing a video of like a how-to video on how to buy. I mean, there's other videos out there for it and stuff like that, but I'll be releasing that in a couple of days.
Yeah, and in terms of like buying the NCAT, and I guess you'll get into it into your videos, but just like a quick question, you would recommend like basically like making your set purchase, so you don't want to keep going back and continuously buying more and more, right? Unless you want to make one basically big purchase, right?
Yeah, and buying these things tend to be expensive because there's a burn rate, and when you go to buy something like NCAT or SafeMoon, they're going to take 10% of your purchase, take 5%, spread it to the other token holders, and then take 5% and burn it. So there's an ever decreasing supply of these tokens. You can't make them, you can't mine them like you can Bitcoin and whatnot. So there's a limited supply. And right now there's over 2.3 or so million SafeMoon holders, people that have SafeMoon in their wallet. So, it's a very, very popular crypto. So, and I think it's a really good time because it's like a millionth of a penny or something per token. So you can pick up, like 15 million, 20 million shares for just like $100 or something. So it's a very good thing to buy. I mean, obviously these things you're going to want to hold on to for years. They're not going to pay off anytime soon. But when they do, the amount that you can buy right now is so great. It'll make the payoff really profitable in like 5 years.
Or yeah, I actually have a homie who's like really into SafeMoon. He's been buying it up and everything, but also paying attention to like, just the moves they've been making. And what he was telling me is a lot of the moves they're making is to kind of set themselves up to be like a new form of Bitcoin, but obviously with its own differences in terms of like, where Bitcoin, I think they have, I forgot, it's like the halving or whatever that is, where it's like the way they circulate like new coins, I guess, is different. Whereas SafeMoon, as you said, it straight up burns coins. They take 5% of what you buy and just flat out burn it. So it creates more value amongst that crypto. So it's definitely a great asset that you were looking, that you're talking about there. And just a quick sidebar, I guess I saw a couple of like the OTCs that you were talking about, for a while, like INND. If you could just explain to people, because like I've definitely had like friends of mine who I told about it, like, oh man, that shit's down, I don't want to buy it, this and that. Like, just please reiterate that for people.
Yeah, so actually INND is not a stock I'd recommend anymore because their latest financials were really, really bad. And but for some companies like Max Sound, which is Max Sound Corporation, or MaxD is the ticker symbol, and other companies it's a really good buying opportunity. So HCMC, Healthier Choices Management Corporation, it's a great time to buy their stock. And they actually did a stock offering where they offered it to shareholders, and they got in about $24 million after fees and everything, and they're going to be able to spend that on expanding the company and protecting the patent rights. So that's a good buy now as well. So I mean, any of these, a lot of the penny stocks that I recommended before, or that we spoke about before, it is a really good buying opportunity because they are down. But look, all these things are under $1. So if you buy a ton of shares, the idea is just to sit on it, hold on to it for a couple of years, and then reap the benefit for buying such an inexpensive stock. And another one that's really good is Humble, HUMBL. That's going to be a really good one as well. It's good, another buying opportunity. That one's a little over $1, I think, right now. But that's stock that has a great potential, and they're getting a lot of press lately as well.
Word. So I guess I'll switch back to crypto real quick, and I kind of want to get your opinion on this. I think we've talked about it on the show before, but do you see like people like continuing to fall for this like basically billionaire, manipulation of the crypto market? Because now like all of them are coming out of the fucking woodwork. I think even fucking Trump came out shitting on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency recently as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of billionaires, that like Elon Musk that people worship as a god and whatnot. So there's not much you can really do about that. I mean, they will be able to manipulate the crypto market. But there's a lot of people that are coming out in support. I just think, certain people are, being directed to stop emphasizing, crypto to then, to strengthen the US dollar and whatnot for however remaining years we have left of that.
Yeah. And that's what I loved about and I think you made a video about it, like when the Elon shit was first going down, is that like this motherfucker, his whole existence is based off of the US dollar. So if the government if the government steps in and say, yeah, bro, stop that shit, he's going to stop that shit, because his whole like he does, like I'm pretty sure his companies don't make money at all. They don't make money.
It doesn't. The company is a huge money loser, and the only reason why Elon Musk exists as he is now is because the U.S. taxpayer, that's you bailed his ass out every single year for the last decade.
Yeah, so, and he makes weapons for the government too. That's another plus why he gets to stay afloat too. So, man,
yeah. So I don't foresee these guys stopping the manipulation. They have too many followers and too much influence, so it's easy for them to manipulate.
So do you think the claims that people like, that we hear people make about like Bitcoin specifically and different cryptos, do you think it will become what those people say it will, even through, with this, with them fucking with the crypto market basically? Do you see it like basically like moving past them, like even though they're still doing it, like it'll, get past?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have the power to end it. So crypto is just too big right now. Too many people own different different coins, different tokens. It's far too popular for any type of government or government possibly, but the personal entity, individuals, they don't have any influence over. I mean, they do have influence, but they can't turn a market that has like hundreds of millions of participants in it at this point. So between people who buy Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency, there's a lot of people that own it. I mean, look at SAFEMOON, 2.3 million people own it, or even more. So,
and I guess I'll make this this last point. What I found interesting is when you brought up the government aspect, because that's honestly like, like I talk about China a lot on my channel, and I talk about like, different countries that are put in this like, persona non grata box by the United States government and shit like that. But I do feel like when it comes to certain, like, especially leftists and shit like that don't understand finance, which we've definitely talked about, and the power of, finance and currency that, we've talked about before, but even more so this aspect of Bitcoin being this centralized thing. Can you like kind of like walk me through? Because I feel like in my mind, like it's not like decentralized, or it's not like it is decentralized, and that's a good fucking thing. Like people think it's such a bad thing that it's not centralized, and that's where I'm like confused, because I'm like, do you not see the freedom that it's providing for people? It's it's basically taking us from being a slave to the US dollar, and that's kind of the drawbacks I've been seeing on MMT. So can you kind of give your opinion on that as well too?
Yeah, so I mean, the US dollar is just a fiat currency. I mean, the only reason why it has any weight is because of the trust and faith of the American public and generally the globe as well. I mean, it has obviously been the most stable currency post World War II, and after 1967, since the pound has dropped off as the major trading currency, the U.S. dollar has taken its role for the last 50 years. So they've been able to print dollars without consequence. So, but that is obviously coming to an end. The world trade is now moving to a basket of currencies, and that's going to deflate the dollar. So, and I also think consequently of that, the crypto market will do good because the dollar drops. So as the dollar loses its popularity, I think it's going to give rise to the value of other currencies, because I mean, everyone knows the Chinese yuan is purposefully undervalued. The Chinese government is doing that on purpose. So when the yuan rises, the dollar is going to collapse even further. Plus, China is the largest, holder of U.S. dollars, and if we went to war with China, they would just sell all the dollars and bankrupt us. So,
Wow.
I see, the crypto market and penny stock market doing better as the dollar starts going down, because people are going to move their investments out of, the dollar space or dollar denominated investments and move it into something else. So at least that's what I foresee.
Yeah, like you see a lot of countries breaking free from like the stranglehold that like the US and the UK has, with like the IMF and the Fed and everything like that. I think it was Salvador is now taking Bitcoin. So like you're seeing like basically the wind's changing, man. The times are changing.
Yes.
The song
yeah,
goes,
they are definitely.
So all right, man. I guess unless you had anything else you wanted to throw in, I was gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Unless you had,
I think that's basically it. Just I think it's a good buying opportunity for people. And these stocks, you don't. If you're looking at the 30-day in return, that's not what you should be looking at. Stocks like another good one, EEENF, 88 Oil Inc. They're sitting on oil. I mean that's money. So and oil is a rapidly declining commodity. So that's a valuable company. And we saw one of the large banks take I think they bought like 500 million shares of EENF recently.
Wow.
Like last week. So, when the institutions start showing interest, that means they know something. So.
Yeah, all right then, man. And I would like to, before we conclude, I would like to say I'm definitely not any type of stock advisor. I'm not telling you, hey, you have to go buy this stock and this, this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
we're just giving you some insight. Yeah, we're just giving you some insight, what's going on with the markets. Well, Alfred is giving me insight, that's giving you guys insight. So cool. Definitely thanks for tuning in. As always, Alfred, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. Love having you on. And thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been another episode of Talks Talk. Peace.